We? Okay, thank you. Noisy. Hello. I'm going to hold this. Yeah. Okay. Is that? Can you all hear me? Okay. Yes. Brilliant. So, hello and welcome to another year of the Ivan Juritz Prize. It's great to see lots of you here on such a hot evening. I have been constantly calling the mysterious people who might have access to mending the air conditioning, and I'm told we can't do it remotely, but it's okay because there are fans throughout the building in unspecified locations. So that's a kind of introduction to Kings. So I'd like to start sort of relatedly with a confession. Each year over the winter, when I'm trying to get things ready for the next prize cycle, I wonder whether it will be worth continuing with it. I am faced rather gruelingly with the complexities of academic life, the difficulties for experimental arts, the vagaries of funding, and the bureaucratic inertia and lack of support in the public sphere, and indeed within the university, we might say, for enterprises like these, and indeed by a global historical conjuncture which doesn't look entirely helpful and propitious. However, this year, like other years, as the entries started to come in and as I started engaging with the judges, I quickly began to realize that the most important difficulty was going to be working out which were best out of a consistently rich and various set of entries. And I have found it easy to remember why I do this, why this prize matters to me, and why I think the work it stands up for needs all of our support and gives us so much. This prize continues to be unique in bringing together artists working across different fields. I felt the value of this especially when Sadie Harrison and I ran a workshop online with last year's 3 winners while they were in Spoleto. And it was clear quite how much they were getting out of collaborating with each other and with engaging specifically with each other's practice. And that wonderfully has, and maybe Guy will tell us a bit about that, has continued since the residencies. These are 3 artists who will now sort of have a kind of lifetime collaboration, hopefully. I felt it also at the judging meeting when it was so inspiring to see the judges strenuously immersing themselves in art outside their field and bringing out the particular strengths of the work they loved in their own area. We're about to hear from this year's judges and shortlist, but first, a few thanks. Thank you to Jenny Juritz for her loyal and inspiring continued support, without which this prize wouldn't run at all. Thank you to Natasha Perrion for brilliantly and unflappably administering this year's prize. Thank you to Granter for publishing last year's winner so stylishly and thoughtfully. And most of all, thank you to this year's judges. This is Sadie Harrison's 2nd year, and I'm delighted to say that unusually she's going to join us for a 3rd, which shows how much she values the prize and how much we value her. This is Kate Killilay's 1st year, and she's been an especially vigorous and stimulating interlocutor at the judging meeting. This is Alvaro Barrington's 2nd year, and it's been so inspiring to work with him alongside seeing his wonderful and important exhibition, Grace, open at the Tate. So do go and see it. And because the exhibition's been such a massive undertaking, we've been very lucky also to call on the expert eye of the veteran Ivan Juritz judge, John Paul Stonard. So thank you to him. And finally, I'd like to thank Guy Robertson from Spoleto. The collaboration with the Marla and Lewitt Foundation has been the most invigorating aspect of the prize in the last 2 years. And we're lucky to have Guy, again, from the ground in Spoleto to say a quick hello. Oh, he's talking. Guy, I think you're currently muted for us. I don't know if you can unmute yourself.
Sorry, unmuted now. Thank you, Lara, for that introduction, and thank you to everyone involved in the Ivan Juritz Prize for making this really significant opportunity possible. At a time, for artists, postgraduates, coming out of the university institutions, it's a moment when artists really need support along that career route. And at the Mahler and Lewitz Studios, where we bring together groups of artists, bring together peers, bring together those who might inspire and offer feedback in some fashion on those practices. And each year we try and bring at least one judge to join the 2-week workshop in Spoleto. So a very brief word about the Mahler and Lewitz Studios in Spoleto. We're based around the former studios of Anna Mahler, who's a stone sculptor, daughter of Gustav and Alma Mahler, and then Sol Lewitt, the pioneering conceptual artist, and both kept studios next door to each other in the old town of Spoleto, which also hosts the Spoleto Festival, which is opening next week, which has a very illustrious history dating back to the 50s, bringing the most important contemporary artists to work here. Then, of course, there's everything from pre-Roman to Roman, medieval, Renaissance, Baroque, and there really is something for everyone to draw on. So on top of the peers and those judges and those other professionals who are able to offer their feedback and our curators during that workshop session, there are those extraordinary contexts to draw on. But most significantly, and I think something that the Ivan Juritz really focuses on for this 2-week workshop in January next year, is what can happen when artists really get to know each other's practices and start to find differences, find synergies, and provoke each other and push each other along their journeys. And it's been really special what the artists who have come to Spoleto so far have found with each other on these workshops. I've got a couple of quotes here from last year's awardees, which I thought would be nice to read out in this context. So Sophia Hapamaki, who is artist in residence, she says, as a visual artist facing the challenges inherent in the artistic journey, the existence of the facilities and opportunities provided by the Mahler and Lewitz Studios and the Ivan Juritz Prize is remarkable. Accessing a studio and living space without the usual burdens of everyday life frees the mind and provides the necessary space to focus on one's own artistic practice. For me and many of my peers, this freedom is vital for striving to achieve the highest levels of artistic experience. My experience at the residency is one I will cherish for life. These are the kind of opportunities, these are the kind of experiences that the Ivan Juritz Prize and our collaboration are seeking to inspire and provide. I'm really looking forward to hearing more about the shortlists and the awardees. And thank you very much to all of you.
Thank you, Guy. Okay, I'm going to hand over to Alvaro to introduce the two artists. Oh. Are you okay to hold the microphone and hold everything else you're holding?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.